What is up, guys? Dashing here for episode 499 of Community Universe Mode. At episode number 12, even though it says 13 on my on the title there, I botched. This is 12 of NGW. Kicking off what is sure to be a hell of a show with none other than the infamous Brett Curtis making his way down the ramp, and that man behind him casting a shadow over the entire NGW universe here, Gareth Northgate. Look, if you follow our Twitter, you got a little sneak peek at him. Last week on NGW, he was involved in a dart match, which luckily a fan in the audience captured on his little cheeky smartphone. So we got to see him issue an open challenge to which 3 local talents answered. And Gareth Northgate, in under a minute, dominated all 3 of them. And what little we know about Mr. Northgate is that, well, he is a man who appreciates the dollar. And it seems like Brett Curtis has ensured a victory here tonight, handing out that dosh so that Northgate watches his back, as he, of course, is up against a pretty big opponent tonight. Might be the biggest match in Curtis's career thus far. The ruthless prodigy, Jeremy Baltimore. One of the thickest boys we probably have here at NGW. Came close to becoming #1 contender for the NGW title 2 weeks ago, but unfortunately for him, Joey Diaz beat him out. And of course, tonight in our main event, that triple threat match for the NGW Championship elimination style, J Money, Joey Diaz, and the champion, Ryan Riley. That's not all we have tonight, though. Also, an Extreme Rules match. TZMS looks to finally, that's a new word created right there. What is that a combination of? Finally and, I don't know, viciously? Finally finish off, that's what I meant to say, Mr. Extreme. Of course, after costing him the Trios titles, but Extreme has a vendetta, and he is looking for payback tonight. Yeah, sorry, I am pretty early. Don't usually stream this early. Haven't streamed this early since way earlier this season, but gotta go. Little baby Dasher's gotta go into work today. I'm gonna have to stream episode 500 of Genesis. Unfortunately, tomorrow. I wish I could stream it around a normal time so we get as many people in there as possible, but I'm gonna have to stream that early as well. Probably around this same time. 12. What is it? Around 12. Big you put ya, though, right there. By Jeremy Baltimore. And look at that, Gareth Northgate, the contingency plan of Brett Curtis here, doing his job as he distracts Jeremy Baltimore long enough for Curtis to grab him with that zigzag. I don't know what the technical name of that maneuver is. I guess it's like a jumping reverse complete shot in a way. Well, nice deflection there by Brett Curtis, who goes up to the second turnbuckle now, and a big old elbow drop. Curtis been having his troubles with Michael Boom as of late these past about 3-4 weeks or so, and I bet that's another reason why Mr. Northgate is out here, to make sure Michael Boom doesn't try to get involved at all. Well, here we get a tweet, guys, from Hunter Blackburn. He says, Northgate seems like a snake who thinks he's a bear. I may have to humble him after I destroy Drake Dunn next week. Big forearm smash there by Jeremy Baltimore. Of course, next week's main event, guys, here on NGW, the proper episode 13. It will be Hunter Blackburn challenging Drake Dunn for the Rising Star Championship. But as I said in tonight's main event, the NGW title's on the line in that 3-way elimination bout. Hunter Blackburn should probably stay focused on Dunn and not Gareth Northgate. Up next after this, guys, of course, what a beautiful tilt-a-whirl single knee backbreaker there by the infamous Brett Curtis, followed by a standing shooting star headbutt. Very unique offense by Mr. Curtis. But yeah, guys, again, sorry if I'm too live for a lot of you, but gonna have to be the same. I'm getting my proper schedule tomorrow, so I'll know for sure, but more than likely, I was told, I'm gonna be working every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, so that means that I talked to Cop actually. Starting next week, NGW is gonna move from Thursdays to Tuesdays, and Genesis is going to go from Fridays to Saturdays. So I think the Genesis move will probably benefit more people. I don't know about NGW, but that is more than likely starting next week how it's going to be. As Jeremy Baltimore with a big hammerlock DDT, but before he could truly capitalize, Gareth Northgate again getting that paper, if you will. It doesn't really last very long, though. Curtis not even able to get back to his feet in time. He just gets absolutely clapped with that neck breaker. Now Baltimore wasting no time. Perhaps they're going to finish off with that fireman's carry facebuster of his, but instead Brett Curtis with an homage to Hall of Famer Scott Norrie, rest in peace, the suplex pile driver. Then a big knee drop to follow through. And Brett Curtis now stalking Jeremy Baltimore, knee to the face and a big discus clothesline. Don't sleep on Brett Curtis. You might not like his attitude. I certainly do not. But he is a hell of an in-ring competitor, and more than that, he is sneaky. He's conniving. But as he looked to finish right there, Jeremy Baltimore clutches up, ensures that he is not so easily defeated. But I think Curtis would have just taken it right back. And an Emerald Flosion now. A beautiful maneuver, truly. Ooh, Papa Bateman. You sweet little boy. Need me to caress you, Bateman? After England failed yesterday. Come, Bateman. I'll make you a spot of tea. But look at this. Jeremy Baltimore starting to rally a comeback. The CMV Universe behind him. Big old leaping lariat now. Brett Curtis stuck in the corner. Yeah, Genesis was originally on Thursdays. Then it moved to Friday. Now it's moving to Saturday. But yes, for anybody who didn't hear, next week, a new schedule starting. Fusion will remain on Monday. NGW will be on Tuesdays, and Genesis will be on Saturdays. Tomorrow's Genesis, though, will still be on Friday. Gonna have to stream it early, unfortunately. About as early as I'm streaming this one here. But Jeremy Baltimore trying to keep his head above the water as Brett Curtis drops down behind, pushes Baltimore away, creating some distance, tries for a scoop slam. Now it's Baltimore who drops down behind with a stomp to the quad. Deflects the grapple attempt. Strike to reversal fest if I've ever seen one ensuing here in the NGW ring at the top of the show. Jesus Christ, Brett Curtis just died on those ropes. Now just flopping into a lateral press. One. Only a 1 count. And now the ruthless Prodigal to unleash the Baltimore Barrage. Oh, right down onto the knee. Good night, Brett Curtis. 1, 2, 3, and Jeremy Baltimore is victorious. Despite the efforts of hired goon Gareth Northgate ringside, Curtis not able to handle the Baltimore Barrage. $1,999. That's a while into the future. Might still be a reversal fest. I don't know, though. I can't see that far. I can see that Jeremy Baltimore is victorious here at the top of the show, despite the efforts of Brett Curtis. And the Baltimore Barrage seems to be back on track. But guys, I did actually receive word earlier tonight that next week, right here on NGW episode 13, along with that Blackburn challenging Drake Dunn for the Rising Star title, we are also going to have the first ever steel cage match here at NGW when Brett Curtis and Michael Boom finally look to settle the score. I'm sure that Michael Boom had a smile on his face after the result of that last match, but next week, They're going to be inside of a steel cage with nowhere to go. They'll have to confront each other. No shenanigans that time. And I'm certainly going to be looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to this matchup right here up next. Jacob Anderson going one-on-one with William Sullivan. And off that news, guys, we have a tweet here from Brett Curtis, quick to recuperate. He says, next week you will see a new me, and I promise I will never lose another match again. That is quite a promise that he's never, ever going to lose another match. Quite a promise indeed. I guess we'll see if that comes to fruition inside of a steel cage. I mean, every time they fall, he's gotten the better of Michael Boone, but Michael Boone is about fed up with Curtis's games. As here comes Wild Willie Sullivan set for action. Debuted a couple of weeks ago with a victory over Eddie Larson. And now wait a minute, that's Andrew McKenzie, ladies and gentlemen, with a steel chair. I was just about to say, last week, William Sullivan saved Jacob Anderson from a steel chair attack at the hands of Andrew McKenzie. And McKenzie said on Twitter, you are going to regret getting involved in my matters, Sullivan, with a steel chair, ramming it right in the lower back of the Wild One. But now Sullivan is back to his feet, apparently taking that chair shot in stride and unloading now on McKenzie. Guys, this is I have to worry about where Jacob Anderson is, because I have to assume Anderson was in the gorilla position. And I don't think he was just going to let McKenzie pass by with a steel chair. So Jacob Anderson taken out. Now Andrew McKenzie trying to take out Sullivan. He's having a tough go of it right now, but an Irish whip out under the apron. And McKenzie decides to taunt, mock Sullivan. Kick to the midsection. It's got to be hard to fight in that type of robe. Sullivan, though, going to make McKenzie regret coming out here, and he does. Big vertical suplex, and William Sullivan once again gets the better of Andrew McKenzie. Well, guys, as William Sullivan makes his way to the back after successfully defending against it jumping by Andrew McKenzie, I have been told by officials that Jacob Anderson was conscious in the gorilla position. He's being taken to a local medical facility, and McKenzie might be joining him after that. Certainly a failed attack, but 1 out of 2 ain't bad. Something tells me that is going to piss off McKenzie even more than he already was. Sullivan seems to be his kryptonite. But guys, some more news is that this next match, 6-man tag team bout, but both Dylan Vincent and Stevie Wizard, who are meant to be the partners of Anthony Hunt, have not arrived to the arena tonight suspiciously. But Anthony Hunt has said that he is not going to back down and will come out here himself to get the job done. So now this is turned into a 1v3 handicap match. Question mark hanging in the air. Where are Vincent and Wizard? But for now, Hunt has got the act against him, but he's looking for payback after what happened last week with his match against Will Ford and the upper echelon being ringside, trying to screw him out of the victory. In the end, it didn't work. Hunt did defeat Will Ford. But now the upper echelon have a pretty good chance of evening the score, if you will. Oh my God, Rip. Why is this game so bad? The crowd audio been muted again. We don't have very good sound guys here in CMV, do we? Yeah, William Sullivan apparently has a spine of steel. But here comes Anthony Hunt, ladies and gentlemen. Gotta respect the fact that he's coming out here all by himself. And with Dylan Vincent and Stevie Wizard not showing up, one has to ponder the fact that the upper echelon had anything to do with it. Anthony Hunt, though, one of the top names here in NGW, hottest prospect with the reincarnation of NGW, and a man who very well may be NGW champion right here, right now. He might be defending the title in the main event if circumstances were different. He was on track to do so, but of course, the Blackburn kind of cost him that monumental opportunity. Now he's trying to build his way back up to the top as he takes on the upper echelon and a 1v3 tag team action. There's the leader, the Sid City Savior, former Rising Star champion Cam Harris, his bodyguard Eli Park there to the right, and the MMA expert Will Ford to the left, who fought Anthony Hunt last week, of course, in losing effort, his first singles defeat. And you know Will Ford is going to want that shot at payback right here in this one. Let's not forget, guys, what we have to come up next after this in our covered event. It is TZ Bass and Mr. Extreme finally one-on-one in an Extreme Rules match. And in our main event, the NGW title will be decided three-way elimination style. Ryan Riley puts his title on the line against former best friend, the man he beat for the title, J Money, and proper #1 contender, Joey Diaz. So here we go. The referee rings the bell, and as you can see, Anthony Hunt has nobody to fall back on, nobody to tag in and out with, whereas the upper echelon have each other. Anthony Hunt, though, starting relatively strong. Eli Park jumps right back up. Jawbreaker creating a little bit of distance. We haven't seen a whole lot of Elijah Park in action, only once before in that triple threat last month. Oh, scoop slam, running leg drop shades of Hall of Famer Paul Anderson, and a quick early tag to Will Ford. Going to give the MMA kid his opportunity to inflict damage on the man who put him down last week. But Anthony Hunt not staying out for long, runs right into a jawbreaker, unfortunately for him. And Will Ford going to capitalize on that with a sit-out Falcon Arrow. Expertly executed. You do not want to get caught up in that triangle choke of Will Ford's. Nobody yet has been able to escape from that, but he couldn't get it locked in on Anthony Hunt last week. I think that's what may have cost him in the end. He took too much time playing around with Anthony Hunt. Hopefully he does not make the same mistake here tonight. Look at these harsh elbows connecting right down onto the top of Hunt's head. Is the crowd what makes... You know what? I actually like that the NGW crowd is muted, because, you know, they're nothing but negative. All we get is oi, oi, ois and lighters, you know? Look at that, though. Ooh! Beaut! Fireman's carry, flapjack by Anthony Hunt. And now Will Ford brought up into a seated position. Out for long, though. Anthony Hunt spreads them legs for a stomp down on the gut. Thought that was going to go a different route for a moment. Got a little bit scared here. This is a Christian family show. Rebounding stop attempted. Instead, oh, Anthony Hunt with some dirty heel tactics, gouging the eye of Will Ford there. I've never seen something like that from Anthony Hunt before. Well, now we're going to get a vertical suplex. Nicely done by Anthony Hunt, who so far has been in control here of Will Ford. But remember, Will Ford has got his two partners, Cam Harris and Eli Park, to tag out to. Hunt's got nobody watching him. Will Ford now, Irish whip into the corner, goes Hunt. Ford going to try for a tag, but Anthony does not allow it. Instead, an Irish whip over to his corner. Again, nobody's there, but at least he gets some distance between Will Ford and his teammates. Going to get a good look at that ass. Punch to the back of the head. Not done, though. Instead, put up high where he does not want to be. Anthony Hunt has got something big set up here. Trio of woe position even. Might be worse. Stomp straight to the chest. Uh-oh, spine buster by Anthony Hunt. Into the pin he goes. 1, 2. Only a 2 count, though. Anthony Hunt looking to prove here tonight against the upper echelon that he is the upper echelon of NGW. But unfortunately for him, with his partners Dylan Vincent and Stevie Wizard nowhere to be found, it is not looking good that spinning Oklahoma stampede by Ford. I think he might have tried to follow it up with the triangle choke, and Anthony Hunt countered it. I'm not exactly sure, but Will Ford with an elbow to the back of the head, and now I can't tell you this much. Oh, gut first down on the top rope, and Anthony Hunt may have just cracked a rib. At least they're bruised now. And that's going to make it hard for him to breathe, but still he fights. Will Ford uses the ropes to pull himself back up to his feet. Anthony Hunt going to stop him dead in his tracks. Hunt with a big old belly-to-belly hit on him. And Ford dropping him right down into a lateral press. Interesting enough, only gets a 1 count. Seems like he wants to be the one to defeat Anthony Hunt here tonight. Again, a second spinning Oklahoma stampede straight into the pin. This time, a hook of the leg. 1, 2, just a 2 count. Referee Perry White letting everybody know that this matchup is not over, but what exactly does Anthony Hunt have to gain from this encounter? No partners watching his back, and you have to question whether or not the upper echelon had something to do with that. But right now, Will Ford with a devastating powerbomb. He has won matches over this before. Just a one. Into a Boston Crab. What a transition by Will Ford, but Anthony Hunt is not going to give up so easy. The damage might be done, however. And Anthony Hunt now a little bit out of it. Will Ford going to Irish whip him into the corner. Ford tries for a tag, still cannot get it though. Anthony Hunt Irish whips him back over to his corner. Approaching slowly but surely, knee to the midsection, drops him down to the canvas, up to the second turnbuckle, and Anthony Hunt with a precise elbow drop directly to the chest. Well, even though that Boston Crab was not enough to get the submission out of Anthony Hunt, it certainly did its job, and Anthony Hunt is damaged goods, but big old BFT knee strike, discus clothesline combination, and Hunt looks to Hunt! Wow, where were Cam Harris and Eli Park? Anthony Hunt with the clutch BFT to knock off Ford for a second week in a row, and Harris and Park just not even getting in to try to help out their partner. What the hell? Well, Cam Harris didn't even get tagged in this matchup. Okay, right here, I thought the match was going to be over. That powerbomb we have seen Will Ford finish off opponents with before. But a Hunt kicked out of it, I think, 1. Got the replay right here. Oh, 2, just before 2. And then transitioned into a Boston Crab. But Anthony Hunt escaped and executed a BFT to knock off Will Ford. Cam Harris not lifting a finger to help out his stablemate, but perhaps Harris didn't want to get in the ring with Hunt, and I don't blame him. So for the second week in a row, Anthony Hunt has defeated Will Ford, and something tells me Will Ford is not going to be happy about that. Well, guys, up next it is our coming event, but let's not forget, before we get to the NGW Championship match in our main event, we are going to be hearing from Jaden Shadow. He's for a microphone and a bit of time in the ring, so we'll see what he has to say. But first, guys, it is a grudge match that has reached its peak. TZ Mask and Mr. Extreme are about to settle the score once and for all in an Extreme Rules match. It all started at the top of last month when these two men, along with Shane Ridley, won a six-man tag team match where they were promised a unique opportunity. That unique opportunity came in the form of a trios title match where TZ Mask, Mr. Extreme, and Shane Ridley were to challenge the then trios champions, Damien and the Kent brothers, right here on NGW. But when the match came to fruition, TZ Mask, quote-unquote, missed his flight and did not make it. Fortunately, though, Mr. Extreme and Shane Ridley pulled out the clutch of the century to win the title, suspended being a 2v3 match. But it was afterwards we figured out that TZ did not miss his flight and instead just ditched out on his partners, attacking both men afterwards and going even further than that to brutally and viciously destroy Shane Ridley in a backstage brawl, the likes of which I don't think I've ever seen something so... I don't even know the word to describe what he did to Ridley, but suffice to say, since then, Ridley has been on the shelf. And of course, Mr. Extreme then went on to lose the trios titles when he defended them 1v3 against the BRC a couple of weeks ago. TZ Mask had himself a good laugh over that, but now TZ finds himself one-on-one across the ring from a man he's made, well, his life a living hell. And Extreme has been waiting, biding his time to get his payback. And in an Extreme Rules match, anything goes. No countouts, no disqualifications. The only rule is that the match must end by pinfall or submission in the ring. And hello, his name is Mr. Extreme after all, so this should be his forte. He should be a favorite in this bout, but Mask so far unbeaten since coming to NGW. And there he is, Mr. Extreme, as always, coming out like the badass that he is on the hog. Looking across the NGW universe before his gaze lands on Mask. If I were TZ, honestly, I'd kill it. I'd be out. I'd run for the hills. I would want nothing to do with Mr. Extreme in an Extreme Rules match and a vendetta. Certainly this matchup, though, even more in the bad blood between these two, will have to mean a possible future NGW championship opportunity. These two are at the forefront of the rankings, no doubt about it. So the winner of this has got to be a favorite to be next in line to challenge whomever comes out of our main event tonight with the title. Of course, Ryan Riley defending against both Jay Money and Joey Diaz. So here we go. The wait for this matchup is finally over. TZ Mask looking to finish the job that he started last month. Mr. Extreme looking to avenge Shane Ridley and get payback for himself. They're going to meet in the middle of the ring. And TZ immediately gets chopped down to size with a pullback short arm clothesline. That's not it. Follows through with a senton. And you can immediately see that TZ Mask is the bigger man of these two, the stronger. But Mr. Extreme, oh, mamma mia, just hit a leg drop. A very interesting setup. But it worked. It paid off. And now Mr. Extreme, I don't think I've ever seen Extreme hit a lion salt before. He doesn't really strike me as the kind of guy to go off the ropes, but well executed. Now an Irish whip. TZ rebounds off the ropes, ducks the clothesline. Bam! Taken down to size. Yeah, Extreme started very well, but now TZ has got the upper hand, and it might be hard for Mr. Extreme to battle back into control. See the position. Brought up onto one knee. Punch to the top of the head. Gets a strike back to the midsection, though. Extreme not staying down for too long now. Charges Mask, goes for a jumping cutter, maybe an extreme cutter. Trying to finish off Mask early, but instead we get a big time whippersnapper. Whoa, not even a one count. Like I said, Mr. Extreme not just fighting for himself tonight, but Shane Ridley as well. I mean, even TZ Mask, multiple times he's attacked Mr. Extreme and cost Extreme and Ridley the trios titles. You know, all that alone is enough for Extreme to just hate TZ Mass as much as a man can hate another man. But in this matchup, he cannot allow his emotions get the better of him. As you saw TZ Mass just unload with those punches straight to the face. But look at Extreme fire back with a hell of a discus clothesline. Going to try to finish off of that. Not even a 1 count. Both these guys not giving each other an inch. Now it's Extreme who just fires off. Remember, there are no rules. This is Extreme rules, and Extreme now very impressive. And the short amount of time this matchup has been going on. First a Lion Salt, now a Dragon Sleeper applied. TZ Mass escapes though, and a stomp to the back. You saw him clutching his throat. That's not a good sign, and using his ring as a weapon like a tag team partner, dropped over the top rope. Frequent pins by both of these men. One, only a 1 count. Like I said, the CMV NGW Championship is online up next. On the line, I should say, up next. Wait a minute, what is this? Suplex. Oh, dropped into a Hangman's neck breaker. And you can see it, Mr. Extreme, the way that he reacts, writhing in agony, but fights through the pain to get back to his feet. And a capture suplex flourish his rival. Pin attempt by Extreme now. Still can't even get himself a 1 count. But the NGW title on the line up next in our main event. Well, after we hear from Jade and Shadow. The winner of this match right here has to be a favorite to challenge for the championship next, whether it's Money Diaz or Riley, who walk out with the title. And a big discus yapunche by Mash, just cleaning the clock of Extreme. No weapons introduced thus far, but I'm not going to put it past either one of these guys to eventually go digging underneath that ring. Another devastating strike, that time a forearm smash, enough to knock any normal man out clean. Twist of fate, stunner variation, and 1, 2, only a 2 count. TZ Mass with his hands atop his head. Can't believe that was not enough, but now he looks to strike the final blow, hammer the last nail into the coffin, if you will, with the Mass effect. 1, 2, 3, and TZ Mass does exactly what he said he was gonna do and puts down Mr. Extreme with authority here in this matchup. You have to wonder if the matchup went on any longer. If Extreme could have gotten control, we would have gotten some weapons. But TZ Mass had his way with Extreme there towards the end. To be honest, I don't think this matchup was going to last very long either way. You can see the way that these two men started the match. They just went after each other. The punches. This matchup was more akin to a brawl rather than a match. TZ Mass said he was going to do it, and then he did it. The Mass effect finishes off Mr. Extreme, and to take into consideration everything Extreme has been through, all the attacks by TZ Mass, and then the brutal 1v3 handicap match he went through just last week on Fusion. I don't think he was at 100. Wait a minute! It's Shane Ridley! Shane Ridley is back! And looking to get some revenge. Mr. Extreme couldn't get the job done, but now here comes Ridley looking for his opportunity at taking out TZ after that brutal attack some 3-4 weeks ago. But maybe it was a mistake. Shane Ridley with a head full of steam. Don't know that he's been cleared. But when a man has fire in his eyes, he cannot be reasoned with. TZ trying to battle back Ridley as Mr. Extreme is still out of it ringside. Referee Perry White trying to call for some help, some more referees and security to break these two up, as TZ Mass taunting the CM Universe and Shane Ridley here. Not taken very seriously, but that might be his downfall. Ridley fighting back now, and Shane with a big scoop slam, the old school style of Ridley coming into play here, as now he looks to take him out with the spine buster, but instead a vicious DDT to reverse. And the twist of fate puts Ridley out. TZ Mass says there's a 2-for-1 sale. Takes out Mr. Extreme and takes out Shane Ridley once again. And TZ Mass stands tall. Shane Ridley, but before he can he feels NGW pulling that vicious backstage attack. I die at least once an episode, Mark. At least once an episode. Something in my teeth here. All right, guys. Son of a bitch. What is in my teeth? Give me a second. The struggle is real here. All right, there we go. Well, certainly what a performance by TZ Mass. I personally don't like the guy and what he's done, but you have to appreciate just how dangerous he is in that ring, taking out Mr. Extreme and then taking out Shane Ridley to boot. You know, Shane Ridley let his emotions get the better of him there. Now he might be put right back on the shelf. But now, guys, before we get to our main event, Jaden Shadow has been given a microphone and some time to speak. Well, Jaden Shadow with some very strong words, speaking to the NGW locker room, saying there's a lot of you in the back who just talk and don't back up that talk. I'm different. Well, Jaden Shadow obviously acting very confident. He got his first win here in NGW 2 weeks ago. Last week he was involved in that six-pack challenge where it came down to him and Hunter Blackburn in the end before Blackburn eliminated him, obviously, to get that shot at Drake Dunn in the Rising Star title next week. So Jaden Shadow said that he's got something to reveal, but now it seems like he's just having a bit of fun. The NGW Universe wants to see the NGW title match with Jaden taking the show hostage. Well, Jaden Shadow saying that he is the best and is a legend in the making, destined to be. Well, Jaden Shadow, apparently that's what he came out here to say, and now telling the NGW Universe that they better cheer him as he leaves like he deserves. Oh, Jaden Shadow strutting his stuff. Seems like he's in a very good mood. Usually Jaden Shadow is kind of a sour apple, not usually walking around like a ray of sunshine. Certainly had a lot to say about himself tonight, just reminding us all of how great he is. Well, guys, now we have a tweet here from TZ Mass. He says, now I am on to bigger things. I want that NGW the face of NGW. After his performance tonight, taking out Mr. Stream and Shane Ridley, hard to argue who does not more than Mr. Mask. But right now, we're going to find out who exactly is going to be NGW champion by the end of the night. A triple threat elimination matchup coming our way. Former champion J Money, #1 contender Joey Diaz, the current champ Ryan Riley, about to collide. It was some 3-4 weeks ago when Ryan Riley defeated it, went into the matchup as friends, though through the matchup we saw that friendship was tested. Afterwards, it was killed when J Money Championship. It's clear that the title is more important to him than their friendship. And of course, last week, J Money defeated Ryan Riley in a non-title no DQ matchup. He is enacting his rightful rematch clause to join this matchup, which Joey Diaz 2 weeks ago became #1 contender, defeating Jeremy Baltimore. Joey Diaz been saying he should be getting a one-on-one shot, but it's still an opportunity for the title, so he's not going to let it pass him by. Will Ryan Riley be able to handle the one thing that he's got on his side is that if this were a normal triple threat match, Ryan Riley wouldn't even have to be pinned or submitted. He wouldn't have to be involved in the decision in order to lose his championship. We could see J Money pin Joey Diaz or Joey Diaz tap out J Money. But as this is elimination, Ryan Riley will have to be defeated in order to lose his championship. And there he is, the Prophet. J Money looking to become the first ever 2-time NGW champion here tonight. And after his victory over Ryan Riley last week, it's hard to underestimate him, hard to disagree that he is the favorite to win here in this one. Triple threat, of course, also means that there are no countouts and no disqualifications. Decisions can only be reached inside of the ring. J Money obviously not one to care about the fans, and as we touched on, that championship is more important to him than to any friendship, even one that goes as far back as Ryan Riley. And here comes the man who has been christened the hot commodity of NGW, despite his cocky attitude, quickly has become a fan favorite, a man who is unbeaten as a singles competitor. He did lose. The only loss on his record is a tag team match. Joey Diaz knocked off Jeremy Baltimore 2 weeks ago in order to earn #1 contendership. And a lot of people have their eyes on him to walk out as the champ here tonight. And quite honestly, I know I'm supposed to be unbiased, but I might be one of them. I am a big Joey Diaz fan. This kid has got the potential to be a big thing on the main roster one day. But first, why does he have one hairy leg? That's a tattoo, Gumball. But hello, by the way. Well, what up, Tiff and Z? Just in time for our main event, NGW Championship on the line. In a triple threat elimination match, J Money's already entered. There's Joey Diaz. Well, the winner of this matchup has been targeted by TZ Mass. Now we just await the final piece of the puzzle. The champion himself, the king of the cruiserweights, the NGW champion, the Prodigal Ryan Riley. In that matchup against J Money, Ryan Riley showed the fortitude, the heart of a champion. Even last week in defeat, still he didn't go down without pouring his heart and soul into the match itself. But tonight is what matters. His first defense as NGW champion. The odds are stacked against him. Again, though, he will have to be pinned or submitted in order to be eliminated and lose his title. Look at Ryan Riley telling Jay Money to get out. You see that little hand wave? Like, get out of here. You ain't worthy. Capping off NGW episode 12. Who will be the NGW champion at the end of the night? We don't have to wait any longer to find out. And of course, there is what is on the line, the beautiful NGW Championship that has been held by very few. And the 3 incarnations of NGW, the first ever champion, of course, was Raiden, who then dropped it to George King. When NGW retired, he retired the championship as well, but Jay Money brought the title back to life. The reincarnation of NGW this season. Ryan Riley now the current champion, as Joey Diaz immediately takes out Money. Now goes for Riley with a knee to the face and then a snap. Dragon suplex. Money decides to take the opportunity while Diaz is doing the work on the Prodigal One, but now Money, who is the biggest man of these 3, chops him down to size. And that's Ryan Riley, who, interestingly enough, backs into the corner, just allowing Jay Money to do what he wants to do there on Diaz. It's going to be, I highly doubt it, but what if we get a little mini Prodigal Profits reunion in order to try and eliminate Joey Diaz, and then we get a tiebreaker, because Jay Money and Ryan Riley are 1-1 apiece this season. So that'd definitely be a great matchup to see, but Joey Diaz not looking to allow it to happen. High knee takes out the Prophet. Now an Irish whip. He's going to rebound off the ropes. Chest bump done into the champion. And before headlock, no, instead we're going to get a team up between Diaz and Money. You can't be too surprised about this. Assisted into Guri, but now Jay Money letting everybody know that this is not going to be a permanent partnership. Forward Russian leg sweep, and goodbye Jay Money for the meantime. Drops down to the outside, a great strategy, going to allow himself to rest up a bit before getting back into the ring, aware that he cannot be pin or submitted ringside. This is not false count anywhere, but Joey Diaz, man, did he just clock Ryan Riley or what? What a punch. Up to that second turnbuckle, Joey Diaz was looking for a little bit of high-risk offense, but Money back into the fray. Gonna make sure it does not happen. A slapjack, a maneuver that you don't see a whole lot in CMV. Now a leg drop bulldog by the NGW champion. Remember, this is elimination, which means it is last man standing that will be awarded the NGW championship. Now Joey Diaz looking to team up with Ryan Riley, but he was a little bit too slow. Instead, Jay Money gets a knee to the chest, comes up from behind, does the champion for a waist lock, gets a couple of elbows for troubles from Joey Diaz now. Taunting the NGW universe. What a German suplex. Takes out Riley, and Jay Money not a whole lot of time to admonish his handiwork as he gets taken down by Diaz, raining with those right hands, but an arm drag pops him down to a seated position. Here comes Ryan Riley from behind. Nope, going back into the corner now. These 3 guys doing a whole lot of taunting in this matchup. Woo! Hangman's neckbreaker was looking like Jay Money was going to go for. Instead, a stiff forearm smash to the base of Joey's skull, and then a hellacious spinebuster takes out Riley. Not long enough, though, for Money to follow through with any serious offense, but Ryan Riley with his signature spinning fisherman's neckbreaker. Jay Money just completely no-selling it. GG, no re. Irish whip into the corner. And now, oh! I think Ryan Riley was looking for sliced bread number 2, but Joey Diaz came back into the ring out of nowhere with a super kick to the back of Money's head. Yeah, I have to edit those commands again. Look in peace. There's sliced bread number 2. Diaz messed up the move. Now he gets it himself. Who's the redneck? I'm wondering out of these 3, who do you think the redneck is? What's up, Liberace? Great name. Welcome to the stream, my friend. NGW number 12, our main event where the NGW Championship is on the line. A triple threat elimination match. The champion, Ryan Riley, just taken down to the outside. As meanwhile, ripcord knee strike by Joey Diaz. We might have our first elimination of the match. Diaz lining up the shot. The Prophet to his feet on spaghetti legs. What was playing possum? Throws Diaz overhead with the fireman's carry. And now a hook to the jaw, whatever he was going to try for. Diaz has it well scouted, ducks the clothesline, bam, takes him down, 1999. Reversal fest ensuing between these two just as Double R gets back to his feet. I hate this game with a burning passion. Riley back into the ring. Lateral press by Joey Diaz after countering the spinebuster into a DDT, but here comes Riley. I don't think Joey Diaz is aware that he's gotten back into the ring. Turns him around. Ooh. Hard hit Nestio into the pin. Only a 1 count though, and J Money backs him to the corner. Kick to the back, kick to the back, kick to the back again. Oh, there's a split-second reunion of the Prodigal Prophets. But then they remember they hate each other with a burning passion. Oh my God, Kimura lock being applied by J Money. Gonna look to break the arm of Ryan Riley if he does not tap out, but Riley instead finds a way to escape. That's what makes Riley such a dangerous competitor. German suplex though, guys. We have seen this before, and it might be the beginning of the end for our NGW champion. A hell of a short arm clothesline. 1, 2. 2 count only though. If Ryan Riley were to be eliminated right there, we would be guaranteed a new NGW champion. Pinfall attempt only gets a 1 count there for Diaz as J Money decides to go up to the second turnbuckle and do a bit more taunting, but he would have just cost himself the match because Diaz with a nasty German suplex, but Money snaps too, and his patented butterfly pile driver. See ya, bye Diaz. Thanks for coming. 1, 2, 3. Joey Diaz has been eliminated, and now we are going to get that rubber match. J Money, Ryan Riley for the NGW Championship, and J Money now looking to use the ringside area as a weapon, aiding him in the fight here against his former best friend, against the Prodigal One, the NGW champion Ryan Riley. Riley, though, has the upper hand momentarily and goes for the knee of J Money. J Money not exactly a, wait a minute. Joey Diaz up just in time to, no! Money countering the spear to a DDT. And now it's Money who goes to the corner and might be signaling for the beginning of the end. Riley having no idea where he is. Enziguri right on the button. Well, Diaz now hits the showers as Money looks to finish off the job. Riley is completely out of it. Pop-up powerbomb into the pin. 1, 2, 3. And Ryan Riley digging way down deep there to kick out of the pop-up powerbomb and keep this match and his championship reign alive. But for how long, man? He is going to have to clutch big time in order to walk out of here still the champion. Whatever he went for there might have been a last-ditch effort. J Money counters it. Nice counter, though, by Riley into an arm drag. J Money rolls to the outside where he knows he cannot be pinned or submitted, but Riley ain't giving him a second to breathe. Goes out to chase him down. Remember, no countouts and no disqualifications. Joey Diaz has been eliminated by J Money after a butterfly pile driver. And they're going to take this fight up out of the ramp, guys. The pure steel of the ramp that J Money is lying on top of. Oh, but luckily Ryan Riley not looking to end the career of J Money here. Instead, going to take him back down towards the ring. Don't know exactly what the reason for Irish whipping him up the ramp was for them. But now J Money takes the fight back to the squared circle. Bitch slap right across the face. J Money making it completely 100% clear that he has no respect left for Ryan Riley. Draped across that top rope, guys, and the champion, eyes glazed, looking like he's in La La Land, completely out of it right now. And J Money looking to utilize the dirty, dastardly heel tactics. Feet on the rope, but it's completely legal. 1, 2, only a 2 count. And J Money a bit ticked off, a bit miffed. Irish over to the corner, though. This gives Ryan Riley an opportunity to come back. An opening, perhaps his last opening in this matchup. On the top rope. Oh, man, what is Ryan Riley cooking up here? Wait a minute. The Prodigal One, the NGW champion, with a Spanish fly from the high-rank district. Mamma mia. Riley putting it all on the line, baby. And now a regal plex to follow through. The champ is rolling. The fans are behind him. He takes a quick breath, in and out, whatever he has left. A mighty roar. And now to seal the deal, Riley goes for a codebreaker. J Money steps out of the way, escapes away, sockdown punch to the back of the head. And an inverted Dragon Rana. Spiking him right on the Chrome Dome. And J Money has no idea what's coming. The 8-second ride. That's what won him the NGW Championship. Will it be enough to retain it? 1, 2, 3. Yes, it will. Ryan Riley is still the NGW champion. What a main event matchup this was. Joey Diaz was eliminated at the hands of J Money, leaving it to a rematch, a rubber match between the two former best friends. J Money and a valiant effort by the Prophet. It is the Prodigal One who remains as NGW champion and finally gets his payback. Well, Ryan Riley, even though he has finally rid himself of J Money, still has a big target on his back. But for tonight, Ryan Riley will celebrate an amazing retention of his championship against two of the top superstars here in NGW. But the champ that runs the camp is right there, baby. Congratulations to Ryan Riley. What is next for the Prodigal One? All right, guys, as always, if you like what you saw and you want to see more, make sure you do drop a follow so that you get the cheeky alerts when I go live. And the next time, which, of course, will be tomorrow again. 15 viewers, but early, I do have to work tomorrow. Starting next week, though, as I talked about during the start of the stream, my schedule is going to be changing. Fusion is staying on Monday. NGW will be on Tuesdays from now on. And Genesis is going to move to Saturdays. But episode 500 will still be tomorrow. And that's the last Genesis on a Friday. So make sure, if you can, you do drop in for that. Because it is a hell of a card featuring superstars from Fusion, NGW, and, of course, Genesis to celebrate the 500th episode of CMV. And don't forget that this Sunday is Purgatory. The last stop before Ascendant 6. And it is also going to be a pretty dank-esque card. If you would like to join CMV, we are on Xbox One. ! Join in the chat. We'll give you a link to our website, cmvwrestling.com. ! Twitter, ! Join. We'll give you links to all of our social media-ish. And I will hopefully see you guys tomorrow. If not, I definitely hope to see you this Sunday for Purgatory. Have a good one. Have a good day. Little boys and girls. Go, I don't know, outside or something,